Talk about how your front court played against middle with Anthony out. Just elaborate on how well you thought KJ played and Breon, just anybody that stepped up to the occasion with Anthony now out.
Yeah, I thought they all played very well. I thought Breon continues to anchor our defense. I think the way he's impacting shots around the basket has really enabled our guards to be aggressive defensively, which is something that's important for us. I thought Mike, didn't make his threes, though that'll come, but I thought he was very solid defensively. And then I thought KJ off the bench was terrific. I thought he had a great week of practice, earned a lot of minutes in practice last week, and I thought that carried over to the game. We did a really nice job posting up, had some good finishes around the basket, helped us out on the offensive glass.
The type of game that Shaq had, you said after the game, it was a monster game, but is that the type of performance that you come to expect from him, especially if Ja's not having to do what he has done so far this season?
Well, it's the type of effort you always expect from Shaq, and he's very consistent there. Motor's always full go, plays with great energy at the defensive end of the floor, and I thought you saw that lead to easy offense for him. I think he made 9 twos in the game. Was just unbelievable defensively. I think 5 steals in the first 4.5, 5 minutes of the game, and really set the tone. But I thought also to go with the 7 steals, I believe also had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, was 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. I thought he just played a complete game, both ends of the floor.
Morant is clearly having a terrific season, but is there any part of his game that you think he has improved since the beginning of the year?
Sorry, giving it some thought. I think he's a guy who something we always stress with our players. You get out of this deal what you invest into it, and he puts a lot of work in. With his basketball IQ, he's always a step ahead out there on the floor. So I think you see, obviously, the scoring's probably the first thing that would come to mind to many, but I think just in all areas just continues to progress and get better, and that's the exciting thing about him. I mean, his numbers are ridiculous right now, but there's still room to continue to improve and keep growing as a player and as a leader. And I think that would probably be the number one area, is just the daily leadership, especially with Anthony now being out, that we've got to continue to improve upon as a team.
You mentioned KJ's progress in practice. What areas did he progress last week to earn the playing time?
Well, I thought just consistency from energy and effort standpoint, understanding angles in the post. Had some really nice post-up Saturday night where he just sealed off the zone. Had another basket in the second half where he ducked his man in and Shaq hit him with a really nice post feed for a layup. And then just finishing plays. I know we talked about that a lot after the Alabama game where we struggled to finish some plays in traffic versus their athleticism. He's done a very nice job of that in practice, and I thought it carried over to the game floor Saturday.
Considering how you've won your games this year, you won by 22 at Middle this weekend, what does that say about your teams, I guess, whether it's preparation or execution, and how they've approached each of these games?
Well, I've said it from the beginning. I really like our team. I think we have a lot of the traits that successful teams have. We have unselfish players. We have guys with great toughness, players who are going to put the team first and who come to work hard every single day. And I think when you have those traits, you'll just keep getting better as the season progresses. We still have a lot of room for growth from an execution standpoint on the offensive end of the floor, special teams, out of bounds under situations. So as long as we'll keep the right mindset and the right practice habits, I think you'll see us keep getting better as a team.
Address the success of the three-point shot defense. It's just been amazing. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think we have good perimeter defenders who have good size from a wingspan standpoint. I think it's all predicated on our ability to contain one-on-one dribble penetration. If you can guard the ball, it helps keep you out of scramble situations and mismatches and rotations. And we still have to get better there. but I think it's been pretty solid for the most part. But we just all know in today's game, with the emphasis on the three-point line, at all levels of basketball, you have to be able to defend it and defend it well. And that's a thing you look at Wednesday night's game. Southern Illinois is shooting the ball at a high clip. I believe 15th in the country right now at over 40% from behind the arc. Their top 4 three-point shooters are between 41 and 49%. So it's going to be important that we're able to defend the three on Wednesday.
What scares you the most about SIU?
Nothing scares us about any game, but I think you look at their team. I think Coach Henson has done great work in building a roster that's older, experienced, and very balanced. You look at their top 7 players, 5 seniors and 2 juniors, top 5 scorers anywhere from 9.5 to 15. Very fundamentally sound defensive team. They're solid at that end of the floor. Their shooting percentages amongst the tops in the country. So they have great balance, not only from personnel, but both ends, offensively and defensively. And I think that experience is just huge. You look at them coming in, their 5-game winning streak, wins over the Mountain West, American Conference, St. Louis at home, beaten 2 teams in our league on their home floor. So they're playing really well.
Just a little about Jackson State on Saturday night and Tavester Anderson coming in to be honored as well.
Well, really excited about the event this coming Saturday. When you look at Coach T and what he did for Murray State University, there are 16 NCAA tournament teams in the history of this great program. He was a part of 4 of them, 2 as the associate head coach and 2 as the head coach. Won over 100 games during his tenure here. Then you look at the success he had at Jackson State, and obviously that's why we wanted to do it with this game. Led them to an NCAA tournament, won almost 150 games there. And then just his overall contributions to basketball, won over 400 games as a high school coach. So he's got an unbelievable resume, and he's always been great to me and since I've been here. And I'm excited he's going to get this well-deserved recognition Saturday night. I hope we have a great crowd, and I hope it'll be a nice ceremony at halftime to honor him and thank him for what he's meant to Murray State University.
I know every game's big for you guys, but with this SIU game being the regional game, is this a game that means a little bit more just because it's a team that's right across the state line?
I think that stuff's really for the fans, and that's important, the rivalries and so forth. But for us, we try to just stay really focused on that regardless of opponent. There's a certain standard we want to play to. We want to stay focused on this, I guess, relentless pursuit of getting better and getting more consistent as a team. So, no, they have a great team, great respect for Coach Henson and what he's done with their program. And it's going to be a great challenge for us. And we love that it's a close game and that we know a lot of Racer fans will travel to support us. And looking forward to the opportunity.
And I may have missed it. Any injury update on Daquan Smith or maybe?
Yeah, progressing well. He is. Again, if he were a senior and this was it for him, would probably throw him out there. But being a freshman, I want to make sure he's back to 100%, is able to stack some days together in practice where he's playing at a consistent level and pain-free and so forth. So don't have a set date or timeline on him, but I am pleased with the progress he's made over the last few weeks.
The plan with him is to bring him back this year when he's ready instead of redshirting him?
We are not thinking redshirt at this point. I think he's getting closer to being ready to play, so I want that to continue to be his goal. But again, it's just a scenario where we're always going to do what's best for the individual player in an injury situation. So we'll see how he continues to progress. But our hope is that he'll be back and able to contribute soon.